What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, and the next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan, which is currently in talks to be combined together and passed as one right now by the Democratic representatives and passed through the reconciliation process, along with a potential fourth stimulus check, monthly recurring stimulus checks, Social Security increases. Some really big news about that today. We're going to go over here in this video. Low income, Social Security, a lot of different things going on right now, as well as they're also pushing for Medicare expansion to include additional Medicare benefits like hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids completely for free, no additional cost in Medicare, and to lower the Medicare eligibility age, most likely to age 60. So yeah, lots of breaking news to cover here today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new video updates. I will keep you up to date with everything going on with our country and stimulus related, stimulus provisions, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, state and county stimulus checks that are coming out, and more that are going to be announced here in the next few weeks, as well as the negotiations over the next stimulus check and the next stimulus package. Okay, first, breaking news today from the Supreme Court. They have upheld Obamacare in a 7-2 ruling that's just in. As you can see here, the Supreme Court today upheld Obamacare against the latest Republican challenge, preserving the landmark law and its key protections for millions of people with pre-existing health conditions. The justices ruled 7-2 that the Republican challengers lacked standing to sue in a decision that marks the third major challenge to Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, to be rebuffed by the Supreme Court in nearly a decade. The case arose after 18 Republican states brought a legal challenge in 2018 aimed at striking down the Affordable Care Act. Led by Texas, the Republican challengers focused on the Obamacare tax penalty meant to induce the purchase of health insurance by most Americans. They argued that former President Trump's 2017 tax cut, which zeroed out the penalty, made the provision unconstitutional. Without the tax penalty, they argued, Obamacare effectively lost its constitutional footing, requiring its invalidation by the court, but the justices did not agree with this. Senator Bernie Sanders, who's the Senate Budget Chairman and largely considered President Biden's right-hand man, has been very busy lately. He says, quote, the court's decision to not overturn the Affordable Care Act and throw 31 million Americans off their health care is welcome, but it's not enough. Healthcare is a human right, not a privilege. We must join other major countries in guaranteeing healthcare for all and pass Medicare for all. Medicare for all is a kind of a dream of the Democrats that they're slowly like nicking away at it. They're slowly nickeling and diming. They're slowly chipping away at it. I think that in this next package, they're going to push really hard to get the Medicare eligibility age lowered from age 65 to age 60. They were talking about 55, age 55 as well, although I think it's probably going to come landed at age 60. And they continue to lower the Medicare eligibility age, as well as adding additional benefits that they're probably going to get in this next package, like hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids completely for free, no additional cost. And they say that this can be paid for by taxing the wealthy and or by simply forcing pharmaceutical companies to give prescription drugs to the U.S. government and to people. The people's savings would kind of be different, but the savings that the U.S. government would save would be anywhere between $450 to $600 billion every single year, and they can actually pay for these additional Medicare benefits and possibly Social Security increases with a portion of that Medicare savings, again, up to $600 billion every single year. Also, some more major news from Senator Bernie Sanders. He says regarding Social Security, the SSI program, and Social Security raises. Really big news here. Senator Bernie Sanders says disability rights are civil rights. It's time to hashtag demolish disabled poverty once and for all. We must expand the SSI Social Security program. And he highlights a tweet here from Rebecca Vallis that says, huge news. Senator Sherrod Brown, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, and Senator Ron Wyden, and 18 Senate Democrats just reintroduced the SSI Restoration Act in the Senate. As Senator Brown notes, this vital program has been forgotten by Washington for over 30 years. Hashtag demolish disabled poverty. Now, let me explain to this what this means, these raises for the SSI and the Social Security programs as well. They're really kind of intertwined, and I'll talk about all this here together. But this is really good news for seniors in our country. As you can see here, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown from Ohio says that Brown leads the senators in introducing a historic legislation to update long neglected Social Security programs to ensure older adults and people with disabilities are no longer trapped in poverty. Lifeline for Millions has been forgotten by Washington for over 30 years. It says today, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, a Democrat from Ohio, led Senate Democrats in reintroducing the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act to bring supplemental security income program into the 21st century and ensure the disabled and the elderly Ohioans, he's saying Ohioans because he represents Ohio, but it's for the whole country, are able to live with dignity. An often forgotten part of America's Social Security program, SSI is a federal program that provides vital income assistance to millions of elderly and disabled Americans with low income and limited resources, including over 1 million disabled children. But due to decades of shameful federal neglect, the program now consigns millions to deep and enduring poverty when it should instead offer a lifeline out of it. He says, quote, the promise of Social Security is to ensure that no one in America should live in poverty, least of all our nation's seniors and people with disability. By updating SSI, we can deliver on this promise and ensure disabled and elderly Ohioans are able to live with dignity. Again, it's not just for Ohio, but he's addressing this to Ohioans because he's from Ohio and he represents Ohio. Congress must prioritize these long overdue reforms as part of upcoming recovery legislation. The SSI Restoration Act would raise SSI's sub-poverty level monthly benefits or monthly payments, which is currently $794 per month, to 100% of the federal poverty level, a 31% increase, and index them to inflation. The federal poverty level for a single person is $12,880, as you can see here on my calculator. If you divide that by 12, that is $1,073 per month. Okay, so we're going to talk about how this affects Social Security here in just a moment. This is for the SSI program, but this is kind of co-intermingled between all of Social Security. Once we have a raise on one, we're probably going to see a raise on all of them. Okay, so the SSI disability and SSI program currently gets $794 per month. This would raise it to $1,073 per month. So if you subtract the 794, 794 would be a raise of $279 per month, as they said, a 31% increase for all individuals on SSI, which would be absolutely amazing for people on SSI to get this because they have no other income. This would also update and index the asset individuals or couples may have up to $10,000 and $20,000 respectively, instead of the current limit of $2,000 for an individual and $3,000 for a couple, which has not been updated since 1989. The reason they need to do this is because if you need to have your car fixed, for example, and your transmission costs several $1,000s, or you need to get an air conditioner fixed or anything like that, you don't want to wipe out your entire life savings based on only having $2,000 in your savings. They also want to update the income rules, which would allow individuals to earn up to $399 a month from working and not have any benefit reductions. They want to reward, not penalize SSI recipients who want to earn additional income as well, eliminate the marriage penalty and increase the benefit for married couples to double the individual rate to put marriage equality within reach for SSI beneficiaries, and eliminate benefit reductions that penalize beneficiaries who receive in-kind help from friends or families, such as groceries or a place to stay. Now, as I said, the SSI program is kind of intertwined. It's a part of Social Security. It's really intertwined with everybody else on Social Security, as well as SSDI, VA, and RRB. They're all pretty much under the Social Security umbrella. And I think that once we see just one of these different proposals for Social Security, any one of them pass, we'll probably see reform in all of the Social Security programs. Here is, in fact, what Senator Bernie Sanders wants to do to the whole Social Security program. Bernie says right on his website here, berniesanders.com, today we say to our senior citizens that we understand that you cannot live in dignity when you are trying to survive on $13,000 or $14,000 a year in Social Security benefits. My Republican colleagues want to cut Social Security, but we have some bad news for them. We're not going to cut Social Security benefits, we're going to expand them. He goes on to say that the Social Security plan would lift this cap and apply payroll taxes to anybody making over $250,000 to pay for these additional increases in the Social Security plan. First, we will make sure that Social Security will pay every benefit owed to every eligible American for the next 52 years. Second, we will expand benefits across the board, including a $1,300 per year benefit increase for seniors with incomes of $16,000 a year or less. Third, we will lift millions of seniors out of poverty by increasing the minimum benefits paid to low-income workers when they retire. And fourth, we will increase the cost of living adjustments to keep up with the rising cost of healthcare and prescription drugs by establishing a consumer price index for the elderly. Now, not only is President Biden on board with Social Security increases and Social Security reforms, he actually has his own plan as well. As you can see here, President Biden touted big changes to the program on the campaign trail, the Social Security program. Under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. And again, we'll bring up our handy dandy calculator. The current federal poverty level, which goes up by a little bit every single year, is $12,880 for a single person. Okay. Divide that by 12 is $1,073. That is what the proposed SSI increases for. But the proposed plan by President Biden is 125% for everybody on Social Security, which would be times 1.25. $1,341 per month would be a minimum benefit for Social Security beneficiaries. Would be the minimum pay would be $1,341 per month. When you multiply that times 12, that is $16,100 for a minimum benefit that you would receive on Social Security, which is it's 25% more than the federal poverty level, which is $12,880. So again, President Biden says here, under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. People who have received benefits for at least 20 years would also get an additional 5% bump. Widows and widowers would receive an additional 20% more per month because, well, they had their spouse pass away and they're likely not getting that income anymore. So 20% more for widows and widowers, 5% more for people that have been on benefits for over 20 years, and 125% of the federal poverty level minimum for anybody on Social Security is what President Biden has proposed on the campaign trail and since then. So again, things are in motion. Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as these Democratic senators, has reintroduced this bill to raise SSI program. This brings it back into the spotlight. It brings it back as a current bill. And this shows us this is really good that they're working on Social Security raises and Social Security benefits to possibly be included in this next package, along with the Medicare expansion to increase Medicare with those additional benefits, hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids. For no additional cost, as well as also lowering the Medicare eligibility age to age 60. This they're negotiating on to be in this next package or possibly the next package after that, along with the fourth stimulus check, the monthly recurring stimulus checks that many Democrats in the Senate and the House of Representatives are pushing for right now in this next package. Also including the extension of the monthly stimulus checks that are going out to children right now, or are going to be start going out on July 15th, called the child tax credits, that are going to be $250 for children ages 6 through 17 and $300 for children under the age of 6. And that's already passed for 1 year. And they want to expand that to go until 2025 in this next package, along with multiple different things like 2 years of free preschool, 2 years of free community college. So anybody that makes below a certain income threshold, which will probably be the same as the third stimulus check, will be able to go to college for 2 years for free, and the government will just pay for it, similar to how they pay for high school and middle school and elementary school. And all of these are the different proposed changes to be included in this next stimulus package. When we think about the fourth stimulus check, if you got the first, second, or third stimulus check, especially the third, now I know there's some people still waiting on their third stimulus check, but if you know you're getting it, if you know you haven't gotten it yet, anybody who got the third stimulus check will likely qualify for the fourth stimulus check as well that they're negotiating on right now, because the Democrats completely passed the third stimulus check package on their own. So they already negotiated those income limits, those thresholds for the third stimulus check. So the most likely scenario is for the fourth stimulus check that there will be the same income qualifications, the same thresholds, same qualifications overall as the third stimulus check. So the most general rule of thumb is if you got the third stimulus check, you'll get the fourth stimulus check as well. The only thing I could maybe see is if they do go ahead with the monthly recurring monthly payments stimulus checks, not the child tax credits. Those are already monthly checks passed for 1 year. But if they go ahead with a monthly stimulus check for everybody on Social Security, I'm sorry, everybody on Social Security, yeah, though that would be great too, right? But everybody on they got the third stimulus check, they go ahead with monthly stimulus checks for everybody for the fourth stimulus check. Maybe I could see them lowering the income qualifications, the income thresholds then, which is currently $75,000 to $80,000 for an individual, 112,500 for a single filer head of household, and 150 to 160,000 for a couple. So if you're close to those income limits, maybe you could get caught off on the next stimulus package. That's just speculation. The most likely scenario is it'll be the same income qualifications as the third stimulus check. So again, if you got the third one, you're likely going to receive the fourth one as well. In addition to all these other stimulus items they're currently negotiating on, like Social Security increases, Medicare expansion, the 2 years of free preschool, 2 years of free college, child tax monthly payments, child tax credits that they want to extend until 2025. There's about 15 or 20 different items that they're currently negotiating on in this next stimulus package. And there also could be more mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance, along with all the states, cities, and counties that are passing their own state stimulus checks, as well as mortgage assistance and rental assistance, as states are getting $350 billion right now, and they're all basically divvying out portions of it. All 50 states have to give out portions of it to their people, like California, who's doing the second round of $600 stimulus checks to up to 25 million people this time in California. $600 stimulus checks, $1,100 if you have children. They're sending that out to 25 million people for the second round. The first round for California was people that made up to $30,000, and the second round is for people that make up to $75,000. And the governor there says it's going to go out to about 2/3 of all Californians. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. After subscribing, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live. And remember these times, it's every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will keep you up to date with everything. And in fact, I have a lot of new stuff for you in the next video that we didn't even get to in this video. So there's a lot of breaking news going on right now. It's actually a big week for stimulus and everything else going on in the country. So you can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I've already had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon FBA, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.